guys, this is Mike.
And this is Nita.
We are moving along. We have another update for you guys. Yes. So,
excited.
This week we had our transfer.
Yes.
It was successful. As in, nothing went wrong during the transfer.
It's very smooth.
Very smooth. We actually had transfer footage, but unfortunately I recorded it on Juanita's phone and I dropped the phone like 2 days later. So
because he's clumsy.
Unfortunately, it didn't work for us. But we're gonna give you play-by-play what happened.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
But the footage was so much funnier, you guys. You guys just saw him trying to get into his little white suit that they give you, that they give him to get into, and it was hilarious.
It was hilarious. It was really funny.
Too bad you guys missed that.
Yeah, too bad you guys missed it. I'm so disappointed.
Sure you are. It was hilarious.
It was funny. Gosh, it was embarrassing too. Couldn't even sit down because it was so tight. I think they gave me the biggest size they had. Like, that was bad. But anyway, whatever.
It was so cute.
We had to get there pretty early. Well, no, we had to get there like 10.
Yeah.
We got there at 10. Let's back up. So the day before, we had to go in there and sign the consent form.
Yes.
For everything. And we was reading the stuff that they was having us consent to, and it was just like, I mean, some of the stuff was common. Like, basically, this is no guarantee. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I mean,
right. That's
what IVF is. I mean, right?
There is no guarantee.
There is no guarantee.
Yeah.
But what tripped me out was, what I did not know is that they said you could lose the embryo doing thawing.
Yeah. And if we lost embryo during thawing, that was not, basically they weren't going to be held liable for that. And I was like, but you guys are the ones that are in charge of unthawing. But, and then, of course, I only had one embryo. So I'm like, oh my gosh, okay. So that kind of made us a little nervous.
Yeah, that made us a little nervous, but I mean, you got to sign it.
Yeah, you got to sign it. Then remember that it's in God's hands, and we are believing in God this cycle, so.
Exactly, and we are definitely believing in God. So, the embryologist came in right when we got there, right when Juanita got checked in and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And she gave us some good news. She said the embryo actually thawed out, so that made me like a whoo.
Right.
And then she gave us this lovely little picture of the embryo. You know, I don't know what.
That's our little embryo baby, and she said that this down here was the actual, what will turn to the baby, and this up here is what will form the placenta.
Okay, see, there you go.
I was paying attention.
Yeah, I was just like, whoo, it thawed out, yay.
Yeah. Moving
forward, we could actually, because I guess they stopped it. I mean, it would be nothing to transfer. Right. So
at that point,
they stopped it. So. And
then, of course, I had to drink as much water as I could because I had to have a full bladder, and so I was doing that, drinking a lot of water, and then my doctor came in and she was like, "Let's get this baby in there. Let's get you pregnant." So
yeah. So then we went to the. I guess it wouldn't be the OR because it's not an operating room. I guess we went to
the procedure room.
Procedure room.
Yeah.
And then it was so crazy. It wasn't crazy. It was just funny to me because we were actually praying before they actually got started. And I looked over and I seen one of the nurses actually praying with us. So that was nice. I was like, oh, wow.
Yeah.
So it's good to have another believer in here because I'm like, come on, we need all.
When 2 and 3
are gathered
together,
in his name. So I was just like, okay, we need some more believers. So it was really refreshing to look over there and see her praying with us. And it was just like, oh, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Lawrence came in and she was feeling around, making sure she was going to be able to get it in there.
Right.
And I know, Juanita had some cervical.
I have a shortened cervix.
Yeah.
So, and then my uterus is kind of tilted. So she wanted to do a test run to make sure that she was going to be able to get in there because she's familiar with it. I've had both my tubal ligations with her. So, and some fibroids removed. So she knew what to look for. So she did a trial run just in case, but it went smoothly. So she wanted to make sure that, you know, she got in, because you hear horror stories about people bleeding and stuff like that. And so she just wanted to make sure that that everything went okay. So once she did that and she got the catheter in and saw that it was on the little screen, because we got to watch on a little screen.
And they were pointing at stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, I don't know what y'all pointing at. They was like, you see? I'm like, yeah, thanks. And I'm like,
he didn't see it.
I see
Only
nothing.
thing
What
I
you
saw
talking
was
about?
a little line, but then they were saying that we would see the actual embryo come out. I didn't see that. So.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
But,
I seen the catheter going in, obviously.
Yeah.
And I seen it coming out. That's about it.
Right. So they put it in, and then they made everybody wait, because the embryologist then goes and looks through the little dish and makes sure that the egg actually left. It's not still in the fluid. And so once they did that and said we was cleared to go, that was it.
And we had to go back. The procedure took maybe like 6 minutes. Maybe.
Like,
and then we came back and waited another 15 minutes before you could go home.
Wait 20 minutes, yeah.
20 minutes.
20 minutes before I was
before
able
you
to
can
get
go
up,
home.
They actually let me get up, so. But I did get up to use the restroom. I wasn't finna hold my pee for 20 minutes. I had to pee. Or did I go to the restroom first?
You waited. You had to wait.
Oh,
they wouldn't let you use the restroom yet.
The first thing I did was use the restroom.
Yep, first thing you did was use the restroom. And then after she used the restroom, then we were able to go home.
Right.
And then we went home and she rested all day.
Yeah, I rested all day the first day. Pretty much stayed in my bed. I reading apps, and then of course I researched how long does it take for the embryo to implant, and it was 1 to 3 days, it said. And so I was like I should be implanted by Sunday. And then I finally got to go to sleep, but then I was up all night using the bathroom. Like, I was up all night using the bathroom. Every time I look up, I was having to go pee. And then I did feel some bloating the next day and some cramping. And so I was like, okay, this is really good sign. But then I kept thinking, it's a little too soon, you know, for all that. I'm like, it was like the next day in the morning. I was like, you know, hopefully it's not in my head. But the peeing was definitely not in my head, you guys. I was peeing.
Yeah, because I was asleep that night, and I kept feeling her get in and out the bed. I'm like, what is she doing?
Yeah. So
I'm thinking to myself, you can't be moving like that, can you? You're supposed to be safe still.
He wanted me to be still, y'all. He wanted me to be still. But I had to keep getting up to use the restroom. And then day 2, I used the restroom a lot. And but I still stayed in the bed. And then that night I could not sleep. I could not sleep no matter what I did. And then when I did fall asleep, I wouldn't sleep long. So I was probably like sleeping like 2 or 3 hours at a time. Like, I don't know what was going on. And I did that Saturday and Sunday. Saturday and today. Had a really hard time going to sleep. And right now I feel okay. I did feel some more cramping earlier today. So as far as symptoms go, that's it. Peeing a lot, and every now and then I feel some cramping. So
we'll have we'll have the actual pregnancy test this week.
Mm-hmm.
So then we'll find out. We'll find out.
So, but I'm believing in God. I'm staying positive. I am talking to my little embryo baby and letting her know, really praying for him that he is welcomed here, he is wanted, and he is adored, and God adores him. And he has a plan, and he has a purpose, and it just stick. So that's pretty much what we've been doing. Oh, an update on the progesterone shot. So it's been a week now. Progesterone, what I call it?
I don't know.
Progesterone shot. So it's been a week now, and I don't have any lumps, so that's good. But I am sore in some of the areas. I'm sore. So just update with that. I'll keep you guys updated. But so far, no lumps. And basically, what I've been doing is making sure it's nice and warm. I typically put it underneath my breast, or sometimes if I'm in a rush, I might leave it in the heating pad for on a lower setting for maybe I don't know, maybe a minute and a half, and let it warm up that way. But the point is, I always make sure it's warm. I'm not icing first. I rather just feel the sting, and then rather than it being cold and putting in the oil and it cooling down the oil. So that's my method, and so far, other than sore spots, it's working as far as not having the knots. So I am excited about that. I think I could do soreness over knots any day. So
I think we're just, unfortunately running out of spots to give the shot. So, we're alternating.
But yeah, both sides, and
both sides, but it's still, only so much square footage
that they want you to do. I mean, really, technically, you can use the whole behind, but you don't want to do it with the muscle that you actually have tension in when you're walking and moving around. So they try to have it like above, kind of, sort of in the hip area. So it's really not, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, so we kind of run out of room because we do want to stay in that area because my job, I walk around all day. So that is important, that I don't feel pain while I'm walking around. I do feel pain when I touch the area, but not walking around, and that's how we want to keep it. So that's the update with that.
Let's update with that. So after we get the test, then we will be looking for a doctor to do a TAC, trans abdominal cerclage.
Yes.
Since Juanita doesn't have much of a cervix, a vaginal cerclage just wouldn't be worth it. And just to be honest,
there's really nothing to have a cervical cerclage
with. And even if we did have enough, I wouldn't be comfortable doing it anyway. I'd rather something that's 99% than something that's 85%. Right. Because a lot of people, I've just been reading forums, looking at information. There's a lot of people that falls into that 15% in vaginal cerclages. Right. And the baby comes early, which with a TAC, it's almost foolproof.
So yeah, with the transabdominal collage, it just basically means that they're putting the collage at the top of the uterus versus going in
top of the cervix.
I'm sorry, versus going in through the vagina and doing the bottom of it. And like I said, I really don't have much for them to do at the bottom of it, so I don't think they would even attempt. And if they did, obviously we wouldn't let them. And we found out, like just recently when we was researching, we found out that a lot of people was doing it before. But I don't know how that would have worked if doing it before, trying to do it.
But they have a lot of people who said they did it and they did IVF. I don't know how that worked. I mean, we didn't do it, so it really does. Unfortunately, it doesn't pertain to us. But at the same time, I wish we would have known to do it prior and then could have got
if
IVF.
we could have, that was the option. Because then we don't have to worry about surgery. If I'm pregnant, worry about surgery during the pregnancy. But I need to stop saying if. I am pregnant, you guys, so I just need the confirmation.
So that's all we have. So hopefully our next video will be a pregnancy announcement. That's what we're hoping. Yeah. A positive result. But anyway.
That's it, you guys. Hopefully it wasn't rambling on too much, but as you can tell, we are definitely excited. We have waited a long time to just get to this part. So
we waited a long time to get here, and I think it's all in his purpose. Yeah. I think, I was telling Juanita that sometimes we want something now, and we're declared a promise that we feel like, God has told us this is what I'm going to do for you, but we want it now. Right. And sometimes we just have to be patient and understand that his ways are truly higher than our ways. And it sounds so cliche, but it really is true, because you don't know what he's working out on your behalf. Right. You really don't know. So what's going on behind we just got to trust the process. Yeah. And that's that's the hard part, is trusting the process. Yeah. That's all we got to do. But anyway, we will see you guys next week. So hopefully we can tell you it's a go. Yeah. But anyway, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe. Tell everybody you know about Mike and Nita so they can follow us on this journey. Because if we are pregnant, this will be your go-to spot for us. So you can get all the up-to-date stuff that we're doing.
All the updates, find out what I'm doing. I do plan on doing a way of eating to help limit, to get the nutrients that I need, but also to help keep control of weight gain. So, and regardless of what the results are, I am going to start this new way of eating. So, yeah, it's time.
Yep, and I'm going to do it with her. So we'll see how that goes. Whew. All right, you guys. We will see you guys in the next video.